Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Lessons from the Ashes, a Westeros Media podcast. I am recording this podcast on the heels of an amazing event that I was at over this past weekend. And so many things that I learned, so many takeaways, and also really important aha moments that really need to be said when you are trying to change your life. So you heard us talk with Casey a couple episodes back about the As She Rises event, and it was beyond amazing. By the way, there are tickets on sale for the next one, so do not wait. Definitely get yours. But throughout the entire weekend, there were beautiful, amazing speakers. There were amazing moments of people getting to know each other. There was dancing, there was music, there was food. It was all the things one would hope from an event. Obviously, Casey just put like an insane amount of effort into making it just right, which I absolutely applaud. One of the biggest things I noticed was so many people getting like really into their feelings, so excited. They were riding this beautiful high, listening to all of these speakers, making these connections. And I'm still getting like all these posts with tags of people being so excited about the actual event. And I wanted to talk about the inevitable, where do I go from here? So we all know, even if you weren't at this specific event, and if you were, hey, just a reminder that the QR code I had for you has a discount code for literally almost every single program that I have on that page. That is only for you. So if you lost that link, DM me, and you were at the conference, DM me, I'll get it to you. That's a side note. But I wanted to talk, even if you weren't at this event, the feeling of going to a really big event, a retreat, even like a vacation or a big meeting, something where you're away from your regular life and you get all of these great things, even coming off of like maybe a masterclass or, some kind of training, and you're like all fired up. You have millions of ideas. You have all this bountiful energy and you're like, fuck yes, I'm going to crush it. Like you're riding this beautiful high. And then what? And that's what I want to talk about, because so many people feel these amazing feelings, take all these notes, and then what do they do with it? And I really want to encourage you that what often happens is you think, okay, I'm going to implement every single one of these things, and then you implement nothing. And I talk all the time about consistency, and you know that. But what I want to say is, can you go through your notes? Can you take some time after a big event or a big masterclass or something that's important? Go through your notes and pick out, what is my biggest one action item? Like, what is the one thing that stared me in the face over this event, over this entire weekend, over this masterclass, over this mastermind, over this vacation? What was the big thing that my heart was like, this is the fucking thing I need to work on? Because before I even fully finish that sentence, you know what that one thing is. So what is that one thing? And then take all the other things and put them to the side for at least a little bit. Make sure that you start right now, not tomorrow, not Monday, right now. What is one thing you're going to do towards that big thing that you have to work towards? I find this so often with courses that I run. They get excited, they start working on it, and then inevitably there are people who continue to crush it and they're just on an upward trajectory, right? They're signing up for the next highest thing I have because they are not giving up. There are people in my world who I fucking applaud because they started at my free shit. They consumed the fuck out of it, and then they moved on up to, my higher and higher programs, and they just keep going up this ladder because they're so fucking tenacious, they do not stop. And there are other people who slide in, pay in full for my biggest package, and then nothing. They stop posting. They're not doing it. They say something like, oh, well, I'm this kind of business, not that, so it doesn't apply to me. Or, oh, I'm busy and now this. Or, oh, something in my life changed, blah, blah, blah. Whatever excuse they give to themselves. But there are people who take a full course with me, learn everything, we build them a strategy, and then they stop posting. There are people who do that, and there inevitably will be people who go to this conference, ingest all of this amazing stuff. Like the speakers at this conference, my world was changed and I was working it. Like I was running around busy, off my ass the entire time. And I still feel like I should have paid to be there. Obviously, me getting paid to be there was amazing and exactly right, because I am very valuable for what I do. But you know what I mean. So inevitably, through all of this amazing knowledge that these people got, there's going to be people who go home and don't implement shit. And then they're going to sign up for the next thing and be like, maybe this will be the thing that changes my life. And I loved when Lou Clark, who you absolutely have to follow, she's going to come on the podcast soon. She talked about, okay, what's your actual next step? What is the one thing you're going to do next? And she offered a program, which I highly recommend, called the Business Blueprint, that is all about like, actually, okay, what are your next steps? Like, how are you going to take control of your money? Like, if you are saying, hey, I want to make more money and I'm so fired up, but you still don't know how to manage your money, you're going to waste it all, girlfriend. And I loved how she said, this is where you start and then you grow from here. And there were so many amazing speakers who talked about mindset shifts and getting past limiting beliefs. But what are you going to do when you get past? You got this big aha moment. I need to get past this limiting belief. But then what? Are you going to find someone to help you do that? Are you going to every single day start to journal about it? Are you going to do the exercises that they did? Are you going to take the amazing Kundalini Kriya that Casey gave us and do it every single day? Like, what are your next steps? What's the action? What is the action you are going to start today, right now, not in a week, not next Monday? What are you going to do now that's going to move you towards that thing? Because everybody loves the excitement, right? We love the feeling and the excitement. It's so activating. But if you don't move from it, then next time you're going to believe it just a little less. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you don't actually follow through with what you learned at this weekend, but you already bought a ticket for the next one, you're going to believe the things the amazing people at the next one say a little bit less if you don't follow through with what you did. And I talk about this all the fucking time, especially with marketing yourself and building a brand and the programs that I offer. I offer free masterclasses all the time. You could go on my social media, my podcast, and go and find the free things I offer, and you could be busy for a fucking year learning. Like, if your action step is, I want to build a better brand, but you don't have any dollars to put towards it, then why are you not marking off 1 hour per day or a 3-hour block every single week to sit down, go through the free shit that I offer, and actually implement what I say? You could change your entire life and fucking business if you actually did that. But there are people who say, well, I can't start until I do this. I can't start until this. Well, yeah, maybe next week. Oh, well, I have a million things I want to implement, but I'm not going to implement any of them because I'm overwhelmed. And never mind, I'm just going to drop off next week. Do not do this. I have a little story to tell you. I had somebody who was always in my DMs who was like, oh, I really need to change. I love what you're saying. Like, you really activate me. And I was like, this is great. They were like, really like, I want to do some things. They took a couple free master classes, never implemented, always sent me DMs being like, oh, you're so amazing. I really want to work with you long term. They took one of my courses, learning one of the main goals of that particular course that I was offering at that time was about consistency and consistently showing up and posting and using the marketing plan that we talked about. And they just didn't. It was like maybe once a week. Then it dropped off to maybe once a month. And then they slid into my DMs about 2 months later after having posted twice since this course. And they said, I want to buy the biggest package you have. And it was a lot of money. And at the time, I really fucking needed that money. And you know what I said to her? I said, no. Why would I leave money on the table like that? Let me tell you. Because if you aren't going to implement at the free level, if you aren't going to implement at the lower level, if you aren't going to take it seriously, then I don't want you in my higher program, because you're going to end up walking away being like, well, that was kind of a waste of money because I didn't get the changes I wanted because you didn't do the work. Even in the most amazing, my signature program, there are people who take a full program with me. We spend weeks and weeks and months together and they don't implement. And I can't make you do the work. But if they ask to join again, I'm going to say no. And what I said to that woman when she came in and she wanted to pay in full thousands of dollars that I really actually needed, I said, if you post, even if the post just says, Stephanie made me post this, if you post every single day for a month, then yes, absolutely. And do you know what she did? She didn't do it. She didn't do it. So she never paid in full. She never got the program. And she still has a dead Instagram account. And extreme example, but I see this all the fucking time. And I want to encourage you, no matter what high you're coming off of, or even if you're just feeling like in the past you've had this, right? Or if you're not coming off the high of a big weekend, but you're just like, I really wish I could improve what I'm doing. I really wish I could make more money. I really wish I could do less work for more gain. I really wish I didn't feel like I was putting in so much effort and not getting what I want. My encouragement to you would be to start showing up right now. Take the things I teach you. Go back and listen to every single one of these podcast episodes and implement something, and then do it consistently. Because the truth is, if you don't actually make those incremental changes, even if the big client fell in your lap, even if the opportunity fell in your lap, would you be able to use it, right? Like, I was ready for this event. This event, not only was I doing photo and video, which was amazing and a big opportunity for me and, a big paycheck for me because it's a lot of work, they also asked me to be a speaker. So I didn't just show up with nothing prepared. I had a link specifically for the participants with a discount code for them and highlights of the main things that I wanted them to purchase. I connected with the people who were going to be there beforehand on social media. I connected with them while I was there, even though I was working. And then afterwards, I followed up with DMs for everybody who shared my shit saying, thank you so much, because I was ready, because I wasn't going to let an opportunity pass me by, because I wasn't going to take the universe's gift to me and say, no, thank you, it's not good enough. Because I am hell-bent on having a fucking life I love and a business I love, and I'm not letting any opportunity, big or small, pass by without me maximizing it. So what does this actually mean? Well, it means that if you want to have a brand that you love, then start working on your brand, right? I have free options. I have my signature program, The Powerful Personal Brand, which is opening in a couple weeks in September, in the October 16th, where we go deep into this. But if you're going to do it, I don't want you to just buy the program and wait the 2 weeks until it starts. I want you to start posting. I want you to post every fucking day until we start, even if you're not sure what you're posting, because I want you to get in the habit of doing the fucking work, because I will demand it of you. That's the thing, is when you get in my world, you get in my programs, I can't make you do the work, but I'm damn well going to push and make sure that I do my best to make sure you're actually doing it. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to say, where's your homework? What did you do? Did you actually fill out the homework sheet? Did you actually go through the videos this week? Are you checking in on Voxer? Because that's how I roll, because that's how much implementation matters to me. And also, if you're in my programs and I'm telling you, hey, do the work, let's get at it, and you don't, then the next time I'm going to save my energy for somebody who's willing to do the work. It's just how this goes. Because the thing is that when you're trying to build a brand, you need to be focused on your why, the deep why, and build it from a space of that. That's why I start in the Powerful Personal Brand with the why. We start there. That's the very first thing we talk about, and you don't get to go past that. And I don't give a shit if you are selling coaching services or a physical product, if you're selling sneakers, it does not matter. Saying that you don't need a solid brand because you have a physical product, not a personal brand, is bullshit. Because how many of us have seen something, a beautiful artisan thing, clicked on it, been like, oh, cool. And then 10 seconds later, the algorithm spits you out some knockoff version from China and you don't recognize the brand for $70 cheaper. Some of the people will buy that, but they will never repeat buy from that business because they don't know who it is. You need to have a brand so compelling that they're going to go back to your post and be like, no, I want the one made by so-and-so because I've watched their journey. That's what you're going for. That's why you need a powerful brand, even if you don't think it's a personal brand. Bullshit. If you are running it from your house, if you are running it with a team of less than 28 people, it's a fucking personal brand. So stop that shit. And the thing is, you have to be consistent. Yes, that is the bare minimum. Absolutely. But you need a marketing strategy. You need a solid foundation, because just posting every single day, that's not a strategy. That's consistency, and that's the bare minimum. Because just hoping that your posts that you're putting up every day with no thought behind them and no marketing behind them and no plan behind them is like coming home from that conference and hoping that those pages of notes in that notebook that you're going to leave somewhere are going to magically happen in your life. It's delusional. But it's also really normal, because people do this all the fucking time. They do this all the time. I see it all the time. People are like, I just need one post to go viral. Okay. Can I just say right here, right now, I don't care if you don't like it, but trying to go viral to get sales is like having a baby to save your marriage. It will not fucking work. I'm sorry. Being consistent and posting consistently is the bare fucking minimum. And if all you're trying to do is go viral, then you do not have a marketing plan, you do not have a strategy, and you do not have a solid brand, because that is not what's going to get you sales. There are cat videos that go viral and nobody fucking buys that cat or whatever the cat is selling. We know this. I know people with huge followings in like the 60,000 follower range who can't sell 5 seats in something because they don't understand marketing, and it's not their fault. You can grow a big following, but if you don't know how to market it, and you don't have a solid idea of what your brand is, then it's kind of useless. And that sucks, but it's also the truth. And you know, I'm always here for the truth, because the thing about trying to go viral is people will listen to something even if it's not true because they want to hear it, right? So anybody can go viral saying anything. We see this with like all the bots that AI has going on that are like messing up elections and causing division. That's not real shit, but people love to hear it, so they watch it. But it doesn't mean that it's going to compel them to buy. It doesn't mean that it's going to compel them to be a long-term customer. What's going to compel them to be a long-term, consistent customer is a brand that's actually focused and built upon the solid foundation of you, your why, and what makes you tick, because you're the one running this business, right? If you have to shift that by the time you are like, hey, I'm passing off being chairman of this board of this business because we have 200 employees and it's shifting, fuck yeah, then we shift. But right now, guaranteed, it is a personal brand because you're the one running it, and you're the one who has to look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, and say, am I doing something I actually give a shit about? Is this worth getting out of bed for? And that's what makes it so important that you have it built on a solid foundation. And that's what makes taking one of these action steps forward and making it so incredibly important to you that you do not give up on it the most important thing you can do. I know that my one big takeaway from this event is when Lou was talking about dating your money and actually treating it like a real relationship. That fucking hit home for me. And I've taken Lou's course, so I know that she said that. But hearing her say it on the stage, I was like, fuck, that's the one big takeaway for me. Are there other things that I'm going to take from that and implement? Absolutely. Yes, yes, and yes. But that's the one main thing. And that's the one thing I know that I'm absolutely going to work on until it becomes a habit. And then I'm going to revisit my notes. And then I'm going to check, what's my next thing? What's my next action? And then I will implement that until it's a habit. And then I'll move on to the next thing. But without implementing that very first thing, I could take everything that I heard, every connection that I made, and completely squander it. I could have not prepared at all for this event. I could have shown up, not posted on social media, not done small talk in between working, and I would have still made the money they paid me for the event, but I wouldn't have made the connections. I had 1,300 visits to my profile on Instagram over 2 days during that conference. 2 days. There were not 1,300 people there. That means, that is proof that people not only saw me, connected with me, but they also told people, because there weren't 1,300 people there. So people were going multiple times and they were sharing with their friends. I gained 250 followers over the weekend. And that there was, maybe it was even more than that. I got more followers. Lots of people were already following me. So I got more followers than participants. Why? Because people were sharing it, because I left an impression, because I fucking did my homework and I was ready for the event before it happened. So if you're like, damn, I want to do that. What can you implement today, right now, even if you weren't at an event? If I look at you in the eye and say, what is the one fucking thing you need to do? You already know. Start doing it. And then prep. Next time you go to a marketing event, next time you go to an in-person thing, next time you're even just walking down the street and you see somebody and you connect with them, how are you going to continually act as if, and both on the internet and in real life, like your brand? No, not one person who saw me in real life was like, oh, she really doesn't match her brand. And so many people were like, holy fuck, your energy matches online like it does in person. And that's what you're going for. That's why you need a solid brand. That's why you need a marketing plan. So you're not just posting willy-nilly for just shits and giggles, hoping to go viral. That is not a plan. That is just a make work project. So if you are absolutely ready to grow and to build this brand and to be able to walk into your next event or your next big thing and be like, I am fucking solid. I know what I'm posting next. I know what matters to my ideal client. I know who I am and why I'm doing this. And I am so fucking solid and sure of myself that my next event, fuck yeah, I'm ready for it. If you want that feeling, then please join me in the Powerful Personal Brand. There are only 8 spots and it's very, very intimate and beautiful, and we get deep. There are tears, there is laughter. There are times when you say, are you fucking kidding me, Stephanie? Really? And I'm going to say, yeah, because I'm not going to let you slip by the wayside. I'm not going to let you pay for something and then just disappear and not implement it. I'm going to make sure that you get your time and your money's worth, because that is part of my brand. And you actually already know that, don't you? I didn't have to say that this time for you to know that, because you've been following me, because you've been hearing my voice, because you hear me talk endlessly about how the little things are the big things. You already know that about me. You know that when you buy something with me, when you book your VIP weekend and Powerful Personal Brand, or you book your next mogul experience, or you book your next photo shoot, you know damn well that I'm going to show up with every bit of me, and I'm going to expect the same from you because of my brand. So I'm so fucking glad that you were here listening. I have some amazing, amazing guests coming up soon. And yeah, this fall on the podcast is going to be absolutely lit. Please, there is an option for you to leave a message. I love hearing them, because the podcast, there's no feedback. And there's no likes or comments because it's a podcast. So I love hearing what your takeaways were. I love it when you share and you tag me. I want to have these conversations more and more, and I love hearing what you thought about them. So have a beautiful day. And remember, what is the one thing? What is that one thing that your heart knows, oh shit, this is what we tackle next? And what is that one thing you're going to do towards that today? Okay. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I will see you soon.